Hello everybody, welcome back to Cameron's Post Podcast. It's your host here, one and only, Cameron Lindsay, back with another episode. Today's episode, we are going to be talking some high school ball because it's week one. It's high school football starts this Friday. I'm also going to be talking some NFL football, give my takes on the first week of preseason last week, the week 2 of preseason this week, and I'm going to be talking about the release of the college football AP Top 25 list that came out this week and give my opinion on that. But, let's get right into it. So, as for those who watched my last episode last week, I went to a scrimmage game at my old high school, Chattanooga County High School in Casita, Georgia. I went there for a little bit, watched the first quarter, because the only reason I didn't stay the whole game because it was hot, y'all. It was real hot. But I wanted to check out Chatco, see how the team was, see some good players, see some good football. And Chaco looked pretty decently, got some stuff they got to work on, especially on the offensive side of the ball. But their defense stepped up. They defeated Brookstone 14-0 in the scrimmage game last week. Chaco begins their regular season this week against Mount Zion on the road. So I want to give a shout out to Chattanooga County High School. Good luck this Friday in your game against Mount Zion. Hope y'all get the dub, like I know y'all will. So yeah, but I definitely will go to another game. Chaco, like I said, I'm gonna try to go to a couple games this season, or from college, NFL, and high school, and talk about it, with y'all on my podcast. So, but yeah, as far as the regular season, let's get right into it. We got a top 25 national high school matchup between 21st ranked Buford High School taking on number 6 ranked Milton High School in Milton, Georgia. These are two top 25 teams, the two top teams in the state of Georgia, and two top 25 teams overall in the country, high school teams. And some key players to look for in this matchup, starting with Buford, is offensive lineman Brandon Jacobs, who's a 6'7", 310-pound class of 2025 commit to Clemson. Then you got his teammate linebacker Jayden Pelletier, if I'm pronouncing that right. He's a 6'3", 210-pound linebacker that was previously committed to Georgia. He flipped and committed to USC. Then you have his teammate, defensive lineman Bryce Perry Wright, who's 6'3", 260-pound. He's a defensive lineman, 2026 uncommitted player, but he's a recruit in the 2026 class. Then you got his teammate linebacker Montrez Walker, 6'1", 225, committed to the University of Colorado. Then lastly, you got defensive back Devin Williams, 5'10", 165 pounds, 2025, commit to Auburn. For Milton, you got tight end Ethan Barber, 6'3", 235 pounds, 2025, commit to Georgia. You got defensive end / tight end Ryan Gia, who's 6'5", 230 pounds. He's committed to Auburn. Then you got quarterback Luke Nickel, 6'2", 205 pounds. He's committed to the University of Miami in the 2025 class. And lastly, you got 4-star receiver CJ Wiley, who stands at 6'4", 195 pounds. He's a 2025 commit to Florida State. So I watched film of both of these schools. I watched Buford scrimmage last week against Langston Hughes, if I'm saying that right. And Buford's defense looked really good. Like, I watched highlights of these players from Jayden Pelletier, Bryce Perry Wright, Montrez Walker, and I didn't get to watch Devin Williams, but Montrez, them 4 players. And they all are physical. They run to the football. They're fast. They get real good stops on defense, sack the quarterback, get stuck good runs. So they can run the football. They're very fast and athletic, from linebacker to defensive line. They're very physical. So I think Buford's defense is going to be good. Their defense won't be the problem at all. Now, I do got questions at quarterback because Dylan Raiola, who was their quarterback last year, will be a freshman at Nebraska. So he won't be there. They're going to have a new starting quarterback this year. I didn't get to look up his name. But he looked pretty decent, you know, a few throws, but I didn't see a lot of throws from the film that I watched. So I'll have to see after this game and check him out. You know, I'll try to watch it online or the highlights and check him out. But also the receivers, because KJ Bolden's not there. KJ Bolden is he's gonna be a freshman at the University of Georgia, safety, but he played both sides of the ball when he was at Buford High School. So I think he was a key receiver last year for Buford. So he won't be there himself. So I do got questions at receiver. So will Buford's receivers be able to step up? Will the quarterback be able to step up? You know, I just got a few questions. So I can't really judge Buford too much because I haven't watched him a lot. So that's what I'm saying. Like those are the only questions I got. But on defense, they're gonna be fine. Now Milton, they're the number 6 ranked team for a reason. They can really play. Their quarterback Luke Nickel, he's really good, 3-star recruit. But their wide receiver CJ Wiley, he's big, 6'4", 195 pounds. He has speed. He can go up and get the ball. From the highlights I've seen, like he's gonna be a very good big threat in this game. I don't like I said. I hope Devin Williams, the corner for Buford, committed to Auburn. He probably may be matched up with him, so that's going to be an interesting matchup between those two players. Devin Williams for Buford versus C.J. Wiley, receiver for Milton. So that's going to be pretty interesting. But I would have to give the edge to Milton. Like I said, I don't have questions. From what I saw, the film I watched, I don't have questions at quarterback. Their defense seems pretty solid. Maybe not as good as Buford's. So, but you know, in football, I mean, yes, I know back then defense wins championships, but I think now mainly offense is going to win. Defense helps, but if you can't score a lot, you're not going to win the game. So, but I think it's going to be a good game. I feel like 2 top 25 teams. It would not surprise me if Buford won this game because these are 2 top 25 teams. But I'm going to go Milton slightly over Buford. Maybe something like a 34-24, maybe like a 10-point game. So I can see Milton winning, slight, you know, not by much, but a close game, something like that. But I'm gonna go Milton over Buford. Next up, we have another key game. It's not a top 25 matchup, but we got number 16th ranked Carrollton versus Woodward Academy in College Park, Georgia. This game will be this Friday on ESPN2 at 8 o'clock. So if you got ESPN, tune into this game. You know, we're gonna see key players for Carrollton, like defensive back Shamar Aeronox, who's 6'2", 180 pounds. Sorry if I'm saying his name wrong. He's committed to USC in the 2025 class. Then you got his teammate, offensive lineman Zyke Hilton, who's 6'3", 295 pounds. He's in the 2026 class. He's uncommitted. Then you got defensive back Zealous Hicks, who's 6'1", 180 pounds. He's also in the 2026 class. He's uncommitted. Then you got quarterback Julian Lewis, who's a 5-star, 6'1", 185 pounds, committed to USC. He's the number 2 ranked player in the 2025 class, who was previously in the 2026 class, but he reclassified, and now he will be a senior this year. He's the number 2 overall quarterback, number 2 overall player. So he's legit. He's the real deal. I've seen highlights back a few years ago when Julius was like a freshman, 8th grade or freshman in high school, and he was working out with NFL players, and they was talking about like he's only a freshman. Players like Derwin James working out with him, and he's the real deal. And I see why Lincoln Riley was pushing for him to get him to commit to USC. I see why a lot of other schools like Deion Sanders in Colorado or Indiana. But, you know, I mean, I think going to USC is a smart decision. Now, I think there's a possible chance he will decommit and flip. It's a chance because it's always a chance. Excuse me. But, yeah, Julian Lewis is legit. But also another player for Carrollton, wide receiver Ryan Mosley, 6'2", 175, a 2026 recruit, and he's also committed to USC. Those are the some key players for Carrollton in this game. Now, I did watch film, like I said, with my notes here on my laptop. This game is gonna be a blowout. I will check it out. The reason I said check it out is because you're gonna see a lot of good players for Carrollton. Woodward Academy is a good team. They're one of the top teams in the state of Georgia, but I just think Carrollton got too much firepower, especially on offense. Julian Lewis it's gonna be too much firepower. I will not be surprised if I see a blowout. Yeah, like I said, Julian. For those of you who don't know who Julian Lewis is, look up on Google, type in his huddle highlights. He's a real deal. He's a 5-star recruit in the 2025 class, number 2 overall player, number 2 quarterback. He's legit. This man been working out with NFL players since he was in the 8th grade, freshman year. So he's legit. But I just think Carrollton got too much firepower. And when I watched Woodward Academy's highlights, they were good, but just nothing that really popped out. Like no player, like nothing really popped out to me at all. So I'm going Carrollton by at least 20 points. Carrollton, nothing's going to win this game big. But yeah, make sure you check that out this Friday, 8 o'clock on ESPN2. But yeah, it's I mean not this Friday. What's today? Oh yeah, this Friday. Yeah, this Friday. I'm right. This Friday. See, I can make mistakes. This Friday. But yeah, Carrollton High School. I think they're gonna win that game. Another game to look out for. Number 2 ranked Bishop Gorman will take on Kahuku, a team of Hawaii. They'll be playing them at home in Las Vegas. Some key players for Bishop Gorman: offensive lineman S.J. Alafulili. If I'm saying that, I'm sorry if I'm saying that name wrong. He's 6'3", 290 pounds. He's a 2025 committed to Miami. Defensive lineman James Carrington, 6'2", 270 pounds. He's also a 2026 class recruit, but he's uncommitted. You got wide receiver Derek Meadows, who's 6'5", 200 pounds. He's a 2025 recruit, but he's uncommitted. Then offensive lineman Douglas Utu, who's 6'5", 300 pounds, 2025 committed to the University of Tennessee. Then you got defensive back Jet Washington, who's 6'4", 175 pounds, in the 2026 class. He's uncommitted. Now, I don't know too much about the other school. I didn't really get to watch film on them, but Bishop Gorman is a very, very top high school program in the nation. Very good. I think they went undefeated last year, or I think went undefeated or lost one game. But I really look forward to when they play Metadale, the number 1 ranked high school. If I'm saying the name wrong, when they play the number 1 ranked high school team this year, that's going to be a game that everybody should tune into on ESPN. But I'm going Bishop Gorman. I can't say it's going to be a blowout. I really can't because I didn't watch film of the other team. But I'm going Bishop Gorman. I know for a fact they're going to win this game. They got a lot of great players. They got a very big offensive line. 5-star, 4-star offensive lineman. So I think Bishop Gorman is going to win this game clearly. And also got the Carver Tigers here in Columbus, Georgia, taking on Whitewater Wildcats. A key player to watch out for Carver is Tristan Givens, a 4-star defensive end who also plays receiver. He's 6'4", 205 pounds. He's a 2026 recruit and he's uncommitted. Watched a little bit of his highlights and he's a legit player. I won't be going to this game because I'll be too busy watching on ESPN watching Carrollton take on Woodward Academy. But I will go to the game when they play Spencer High School here in Columbus. I will be going to that, possibly going to that game. But to definitely see Tristan Givens and some other players, some other 3-star, 4-star players for Carver, because Carver does got a lot of good players on their team, not just Tristan Givens. So I definitely look forward to seeing their team play this season. And that game will be 7 o'clock here in week 1 in Columbus, Georgia. So make sure you check that out if you're a Carver alumni or a Carver High School fan here in Columbus, Georgia. But yeah, let's get into some NFL football. Preseason, my preseason notes. So Drake Maye made his NFL debut against the Carolina Panthers week 1. He went 2 for 3, 19 yards. So of course, top draft picks, like they're drafting in the first round, are not going to really play much, even though I think technically they should, because I want to see, because Drake Maye is not going to be the starting quarterback. Dang, y'all. Why am I forgetting? Jacoby Brissett. There we go. Jacoby Brissett is going to be the starting quarterback for New England. And Drake Maye is mostly going to be sitting and watching. I think at some point Drake Maye will start for New England. But I think they're doing the right thing. Letting him watch. Jacoby Brissett is a very good, decent backup. So I think he'll do pretty okay. At least the best he can, because the Patriots roster is not that strong, especially on the offensive side of the football. Jacoby Brissett has been in New England before. He's a reliable backup. He's a backup I wish my Chargers would sign, because we got the worst quarterback room in the league. If Justin Herbert gets hurt, we're pretty much done. So, but yeah, 2 for 3, 19 yards. Now, the Patriots do play the Eagles. By the time you guys see this, it'll probably be Friday night. But they do play the Eagles week 2, so I do hope to see Drake Maye play a little bit more than he did in week 1 against Carolina. But we'll see. Another rookie quarterback, Michael Peniz Jr. against the Dolphins. He went 9 for 16, 104 yards. Michael Penix did a pretty good game. Again, he's a good player. I just think the Falcons should have drafted something else to help the team that can help now. But Michael Penix played pretty good. Now, I know it's preseason. I'm not getting, regardless of players play good or bad, I'm not going to get too hard on them or get too excited like some people do on ESPN. Like, it's preseason. Like, calm down. But he had a good game. So, I feel like if a player, if they're a bench player, second string, or a rookie, and they don't play much, or let's say they play very well, even if it's preseason, you want to see them play well because you want to see the potential. You're like, okay, is the potential there? He had a good game. It's there. Also, another rookie quarterback, we have Jayden Daniels. Jayden Daniels and the Washington Commanders played the New York Jets. He went 2 for 3, 45 yards passing and 1 rushing touchdown. Like I said, that's pretty solid right there. Like I said, again, didn't play much, but 2 for 3, 45 yards and a rushing touchdown. That's pretty solid to me. And I do expect Jayden Daniels to be the starting quarterback for the Washington Commanders. Like I said, I do want to see him play a little bit more, but we might see. But I think most likely he's going to be the starting quarterback week 1. Unlike, Michael Peniz Jr. and Drake Maye, who will be sitting and waiting their turn. But a player who also most likely will be starting, the number 1 overall pick in this year's draft, Caleb Williams. He didn't play in the Hall of Fame game, which I wish he would, but I'm glad he played more in this game. He went against the Buffalo Bills. He went 4-7, 95 yards passing. So he had a pretty good game. He made a no-look pass throw that looked pretty good. I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon like Nick Wright on FS1. Like, ooh, look at Caleb Williams. He's the next Patrick Mahomes. Y'all, if y'all know who Nick Wright is, this man has gaslighted Caleb so much that before Caleb took an NFL snap, he had Caleb as the second best quarterback behind Patrick Mahomes in the league. I'm like, really? He has not taken one snap at all. You can't put him above Joe Burrow or Herbert or Josh Allen. He hasn't taken one snap at all. At all. Let him take some snaps. Let him play a year or 2 in the league before you put him in the top 10. Caleb Williams is not a top 10 quarterback at all. But Nick Wright, it's like, I like Nick Wright, but at the same time, when he starts talking about the Kansas City Chiefs, like too much gaslighting them, I want to say another word, but I'm not gonna say it. Gaslighting them, I just tune out because, like, even today, it was something on first things first, and he was talking about teams that have no. It was not today's. I think maybe yesterday. I saw on YouTube, and he said he was making a list of top 5 rosters in the NFL. Which team got top 5 rosters? Guess who was number 1? The Kansas City Chiefs. He said not because they had. As soon as he said not because they had Patrick Mahomes, I turned it off because that's a lie. It's like just because the Chiefs won the Super Bowl does not mean they got the best roster. My Chargers had the best roster a couple years ago. Where's our Super Bowl, huh? Where's my T-shirt? I wouldn't be wearing this. I would have Super Bowl champions Los Angeles Chargers shirt on right now. Just because you have the best roster does not technically mean you're going to win. Now in the NBA, yes, the Celtics won the NBA Finals. You know why? Because they had arguably the best. They had the best roster. They had the best starting 5. Why Denver won it last year? Because they had the best bench, the best starting 5. So really in the NBA, the better team will win because it's the best of 7. But one game, come on now. Like I seen the Patriots, the 2007 Patriots had arguably the best roster. When they went 16-0 in the regular season, they had the best roster. Randy Moss, Gaffney, like Teddy Bruschi or something Samuel. They had the best roster. Tom Brady. But guess what? They didn't win the Super Bowl. Did the Giants have the best roster when they won the Super Bowl in 2007? No. Matter of fact, the Giants were a wild card team. They didn't even win their division in 2007 at all. They did not win their division. The Cowboys won it. So that right there shows you the Giants didn't have it. That right there shows you the team, the best roster, doesn't always win the Super Bowl. But yeah, sorry, y'all. I went off track a little bit, but yes, Caleb Williams went 4-7, 95 yards passing. J.J. McCarthy against the Raiders, week 1, 11-17, 188 yards, 2 touchdown passes, and 1 interception. Now, J.J. McCarthy played pretty well. Besides that 1 interception, he played pretty well. But I do got some bad news. J.J. McCarthy will be out for the season. He got hurt in this exact same game against the Raiders, so he will be missing his rookie year. I hate to see that because he played pretty well, and I kind of wanted to see, even though he wasn't going to start, Sam Darnold was going to start. But at some point, we all know that J.J. McCarthy is going to start because Sam Darnold, he's a okay quarterback, but he's not it. So, yeah. But sad to see J.J. McCarthy get hurt. I'm praying for him a speedy recovery. Next up, we got Bo Nix, rookie quarterback also. Against the Colts, he went 15-21, 125 yards, 1 touchdown. Bo Nix looked pretty good. Like I said, he's in a quarterback competition with 2 other quarterbacks. He may not start week 1, but I do expect Bo Nix to start at some point. But I think he could win the job. It's a chance. I think he could win the job because the rest of I forgot the other names of the quarterbacks. I know their names. I'm going to remember after this episode, but I think Bo Nix should start. But we'll see. Now, again, for the week 2 games, the Eagles play the Patriots week 2, Thursday at 12 o'clock. I mean, around 12 p.m., around 12 p.m.-ish. I don't know, is that local time? I think 12 p.m. No, not 12 p.m. Later tonight, the Eagles play the Patriots. Sorry, y'all, if I got that time wrong. Falcons play the Ravens Saturday. Bengals play the Bears Saturday. Vikings play the Browns. Even though J.J. McCarthy, I put the Vikings versus the Browns because I thought J.J. McCarthy was going to play, but fortunately, he's out, so I probably won't be watching that game because I wanted to see him play more. Bengals, Bears, I'll watch that because I want to see Caleb Williams play and see how he develops more. Falcons, Ravens, I want to see Michael Peniz Jr. play more. Eagles, Patriots, I want to see Drake Maye play a little bit more. Of course, and I also want to see that Eagles secondary play. Also, we got Commanders versus Dolphins, so I do look forward to seeing Jayden Daniels play a little more. They played Saturday. Packers, Broncos. Of course, I want to see how Bo Nix plays. I want to see Bo Nix maybe play with the ones a little bit more, see how he does against the Packers, maybe first-team defense if they play. So, yeah, those are some notable games for week 2 of this preseason. But, yeah. And lastly, we got some college football. The AP Top 25 preseason list came out. So the number 1 ranked team is Georgia. Number 2 is Ohio State. Number 3 is Oregon. Number 4 is Texas. Number 5 is Alabama. Number 6 is Ole Miss. Number 7 is Notre Dame. Number 8 is Penn State. Number 9 is Michigan. Number 10 is Florida State. Number 11 is Missouri. 12th is Utah. 13th is LSU. 14th is Clemson. 15th is Tennessee. 16th is Oklahoma. 17th is Oklahoma State. 18th is Kansas State. 19th is Miami. 20th is Texas A&M. 21 is Arizona. 22 is Kansas. 23rd is USC. 24th is NC State. And 25th is Iowa. Now, this is a pretty good list. The only thing I would change, I would switch Michigan and Missouri, because I think Missouri is going to be a really good team this year with Ian Book and arguably the best receiver in the country, Luther Burden III. Sorry if I'm saying his name wrong. Plus they look really good in the New Year's Six bowl game against Ohio State last season. So they returning a lot of starters. So I think Missouri's gonna be really good. I think they most likely will be a 10-win team. I expect Missouri to possibly really be a 10-win team. I do potentially got Missouri making the college football playoff, not winning the SEC, but making the college football playoff. I got them as a legit team to make it in the 12-team format. Now, I understand why Michigan is 9th, because they are the reigning national champions, but losing Jim Harbaugh to my Chargers, he left. Jason McCarthy's gone. Blake Corum's gone. The offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator is gone. So they are going to be losing a lot. I do expect Michigan to still be a good team. I think they will. They do deserve to be in the top 25, just not this high. I'll probably put them at 11th. I do expect Michigan to be a 9-win team around there, because I got Michigan losing to Oregon, Ohio State, and Texas. Maybe, or even Penn State. I think, no, they don't play Penn State. I have to look at it again, but I got Michigan as a 9-win team. I just think it's a little bit too high. I would have Missouri 9th. Really, I have Missouri probably 7th. I probably have Missouri ahead of Notre Dame and Penn State. But overall, I really don't have a problem with this list. I don't have a problem with Georgia being number 1. Maybe I'll probably possibly put Ohio State 2, but because we don't know how Will Howard's who's a transfer from Kansas State, just named the starting quarterback. Ryan Day, the head coach of Ohio State, named Will Howard the starting quarterback. But Ohio State is they got juggernaut on offense. They got the transfer Quinshawn Judkins from Ole Miss. They got returning Trevion Henderson. They got a 2-headed monster running back. They got elite receivers, Emeka Ibuka, Cardell Tate, sophomore from IMG. They got the freshman sensation, Jeremiah Smith. So they got weapons. They're going to be able to run the football, throw the football. They got Chip Kelly, the former head coach of UCLA, as their offensive coordinator. So they're going to be able to score points. They're going to be running the ball. So that's going to take pressure off of Will Howard. Their defense is going to be very good, especially with Alabama transfer Caleb Downs at safety and Obadiah corner. I forgot his name. What was his name? He got I forgot his name, but I know it. But Ohio State's gonna have an elite defense this year. They probably arguably gonna have the best defense in the country. But I get Georgia why, because Georgia has only lost 2 games in the past 3 years. So, and you got Carson Beck coming back at quarterback, who's arguably going to be the number 1 draft pick in the 2025 draft. So, and Georgia's a good team, even though they got a hard schedule. So, we're going to see about that. But overall, I have no problem with this AP Top 25 list. Like I said, only a few changes I would make. But yeah, I look forward to the college football season. Week 0 starts next week, August 24th. I will have an episode out with my predictions, talking about the season, who I think is probably going to win a conference, which conference, maybe possibly, my college football playoff predictions. I'm going to have that, who I think is going to make the college football playoff. Of course, my week 0 predictions, my conference champions. So yeah, I'm going to have that ready for y'all. I'm really excited for this season, especially high school football, because it's going to be the first year I'm really going to be into it, watching it and bringing it to my channel, even though I've only been doing YouTube for a year. It'll be 2 years in November this year, but I'm excited, But yeah, make sure y'all tune in, man. Make sure y'all tune in to some high school football this Friday. Carrollton, number 16th ranked Carrollton, take on Woodward Academy, ESPN2 8 o'clock. There's gonna be a lot of high school games this season on national TV. I look forward to it, and I hope y'all look forward to it as well. And again, you know, I always appreciate everybody who always tune in, no matter if I got 3 views, 9 views, 100 views. I just like doing it. This is my passion. I want to be a sports journalist, analyst. Tell your friends. One day I will be doing ESPN, but I'm still going to be doing my own podcast because I want to grow my brand and become a better sports journalist, analyst. It's, you know, still stuff I got to work on, you know. Heck, I'm in the garage filming this episode now, so if you feel me. So, but I don't let that stop me. I like debating sports, like talking about sports. Heck, I'm sweating now. It's hot in here. So, but yeah, I appreciate y'all tuning in. This has been Cameron Lindsay, the host of Cameron Sports Podcast, signing out, and I hope y'all stay blessed. Oh, make sure you follow me on my social medias, Cameron Sports Podcast, SuperCam_24 on Instagram and Facebook. I'll try to put it in the description of my video, but I appreciate y'all tuning in, and y'all stay blessed. Peace.